Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the show tonight. Sort of a impromptu sort of show. I was down here doing some stuff today, and I figured why not do a live stream. What I've been doing is doing a review, putting together a review video on this CM6M gas mask right here from Mirror Safety. And I figured while I was at it, I would just talk about some different types of masks. I've got this old M10M. Basically Army surplus. This is a prop. You guys probably noticed it. You know, it's usually sitting back there on my shelf right there. But I figured I would do some of that, talk about some of those as well as the filters themselves. And also go into a little bit. I found an article from, I believe it's Off-Grid Survival. Let me see here. Off-Grid Survival, yeah, that goes over economic collapse, how to survive an economic collapse. I found another article too that talks about it, and it's, I don't know. I mean, they list 5 bullet points of what to do, and maybe I'll breeze through those real quick. But it's really hard to say exactly what you need to do in some sort of economic collapse because there's so many different variables that how can you say one way or another? The main variable being how much of an impact is that going to have on you and how big is the situation? So, hey, Derek, what's going on? Derek in the chat here. If I get a chance to pull your names up and stuff, I will. One of them right here is from the Facebook group. If you don't accept the permissions, then all I can do is just put Facebook user up. But you said awesome intro, man. I have a feeling I know who this is. But been a while for me catching the intro. Let me see if I can. Nope, that was not who I thought it was. That's Angelo. What's going on, Angelo? But at any rate, what I wanted to do, Matt, what's up, Dale? Hey, how's it going? What I want to do is talk about those. Yeah, in the chat said it's Angelo. Yeah. Talk about those as well as some of this economic collapse stuff. Like I said, this is impromptu, so there's not a whole lot of scripted stuff. But I do want to talk about these, and I've been doing so much research on masks themselves, and it's specifically this one right here that I wanted to go over it and the filtration and all that because I think it's something that's really important in preparedness. Almost, just as important as water filters would be, the same type of thing, the air filters. So with that, before I get into the show tonight, I just wanted to mention tomorrow, at the same time tomorrow, I'm going to have Local Prepper on here on YouTube, which we had on a few weeks ago. Him and I were talking about some masks and we were talking about a few other things and just a great dude, funny dude. This time he's going to get his camera set up right and it's just going to be a fun, really good show. We're going to talk about why we all have to have different preparedness plans. He's really into the bags, got quite a bit of stuff. I mean, all of us preppers have quite a bit of stuff, but he's got quite a bit. So I want to talk a little bit about which bags do we need? Which bags do we just want? How much stuff do we need? Do we need 15 different types of bags? So that'll be a good conversation. And then some of the fear porn stuff that just is inherent with the whole prepping thing, because regardless of what we do, we're going to get that. And I want to talk a little bit about how much is too much and how much, sometimes I feel like I don't give it some things the credit it deserves. And sometimes I feel like maybe I'm overreacting. So it's just that you're constantly asking yourself the what if, what if I'm overreacting or what if I'm not paying attention at all? So at any rate, that'll be a fun show. Make sure and join us tomorrow night. Join the chat, answer some questions. It'll be on his channel as well, but should be a very fun show. At any rate, like I said 15 times now, what I want to do is get into, I got my video thing is all jacked up. Hang on a sec here, everyone. Go figure. One second. Okay, that is not working properly. So what I'm going to have to do, Yeah, I know, real professional, right? I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we are going to just sort of go with it and see where it all goes. At any rate, what I wanted to do, yeah, that's not going to work. Go figure. What I wanted to do was go into these masks a little bit right here. Hey, what's going on, Tiger Brandon? What I wanted to do was go into a little bit about these masks right here. I'll have to cut that little segment out so everybody else, when they watch this in the future, don't have to sit through that nonsense. But with these masks right here, like I said, I've been doing an in-depth review on this, and I'm just going to go over some of this stuff tonight. This isn't going to be a full-fledged review. I am doing that. But I've been messing around with this mask right here. Let me move this microphone over so you can hear me. I've been messing around with this mask right here for a while now, and I'm sitting here trying to figure this stuff out. This is not gonna work with me screen sharing and stuff, but at any rate, I've been doing a review on this mask for a little while now, and I've had it for a couple weeks, and I've been putting together some of the video clips. I've been outside wearing it, using it. Running around with this thing on, and it's a really cool mask. This mask right here was actually used in the movie Tenet, which was, I don't know if it was a good movie or a bad movie or whatever. If you guys in the chat have any thoughts on the movie Tenet, I thought it was sort of, it took forever for them to get to the point, and then once they did, it was already too late for me. So, but anyway, this was in there. They used this mask in Europe quite a bit. I believe this is made in the Czech Republic. They use this mask quite a bit in Europe. The law enforcement out there do. And it's just a really high quality mask. It's got a really durable shield right here, which in the video that I'm going to do, I dropped a brick on it. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bit of a scratch there. Because, I mean, it's really durable. It didn't crack or anything, but it did scratch, and I knew it was going to scratch the mask. So, but really durable shell. It's got the exhale valve down here below. Let me make sure I can put this in the screen so you guys can see it. It's got the NATO 40 millimeter threaded filter, which I'm going to go through in here in a little bit. Goes on really easily. Just screws on just a little bit over hand tight is all you're supposed to do. It can fit 2 of them on here, but from what I've been reading on Mira's website, 2 of them is just going to make it a little bit harder to breathe, and it doesn't double your protection. What it does is just double the time that you can wear them. And like I said, I'll go through the filters in a second and talk about what you can expect from these. It's got a breathing diaphragm or a speech diaphragm on the inside, which is going to be tough with this camera angle to see if you guys can see this, but I'm going to give it a shot here. But this speech diaphragm on the inside, yeah, it's really tough to get to it. Makes it 95% speech. Yeah, you can hear 95% of the speech, so you're not going to be muffled. Interestingly enough, this gas mask right here has the same thing. This one's like 35, 40 years old. This is an M10M, but it's got the same thing, so it's almost identical as far as the speech is concerned. And then what else does this have? It's got the 5-point harness on the back, which is really easy to adjust. Once you get it on your head, you just ratchet those back like that, tighten it up, make sure it's snug to your face. Make sure and plug this right here and then breathe in and make sure you've got a really airtight seal. It's also got, and I'll look at the comments here in a second, but it's also got a water tube down here, which on the side here, you can pull this up off the clip and then you can plug it into this water bottle, which I'm not going to do right now because it really is kind of a pain in the butt. But it's sort of, I just don't know if that's something that I would use, if that's convenient, I don't think it's necessarily gimmicky because this is pretty high quality. It's not just a regular canteen. You can see right here, if you open this up, it's got a plug in there. This is why it's such a pain to get fastened in there, because you really have to jam it in there to get a really tight seal. But the interesting part about this is it is Camelback compatible. So you could, there's a little adapter, and I can't remember what it's called, but you can get the adapter that goes on the end here and plug your CamelBak into it. So you could have your bug out bag on and be able to drink and walk on the run and all that stuff. Let me check the comments here real quick before I move on to any of the next stuff. Mongo here. The mask looks wider than the ones I'm used to in service. You still get a stable cheek weld on a rifle. That is one thing about this mask that I was going to mention is there's a couple different kinds, and I was going to pull up Mira's website, but this is what's being all crazy wonky on me. It's starting to glitch out. But on their website, and it's going to blink on me, they've got a couple different kinds of masks. Yeah, this is annoying as hell. They've got a couple different kinds of masks, and they've got a CM7 that is, it's got the goggle eyes, sort of like this mask right here. And I don't know about the cheek weld on this one, but it's a lot better to shoulder a weapon. Whereas this one is more for like sidearms and stuff. You get that wider range of view and you can see a lot more clearly. That's why some of the riot police and things like that, they use them out in Europe for this type of stuff. But that other mask, I decided on this one because the goggle type vision, I just don't like the not being able, my view restricted. But there is one thing I did find out once I started using this mask right here, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but this mask, once I put it on, let me move my microphone again. Once I put it on, there's sort of, because of this full panoramic vision visor here, there's sort of waves in when you're walking. So if you're running somewhere, and I'm going to put this in the video, I've got a decent shot of it that I'm going to put in the video, but if you're running somewhere, it makes the ground look like it's raised up like an inch or two. So it's almost like when I was running down a hill, I tripped myself up because I wasn't sure where the ground was. So if you're in a bug out situation and you have to hoof it, I just don't know about this mask right here as far as in situations like that. Now on flat terrain, in riot situations, getting out of the city, something like that, or maybe it is something you can get used to, because I noticed that towards the bottom of the mask, you can see it, but towards the top, it's really not that noticeable. But when you're walking, you're looking down towards your feet. So that is the one drawback of this mask that I did notice. Let me see here. Hang on one sec. I'm going to try something here real quick. Sorry, everyone. This is kind of a pain in the ass, but okay, all my screen shares are being wonky and glitching out on me, so that's not going to work. So I'm not going to be able to share the screens tonight, but we'll figure that out later on. With this mask right here, and I will get to the mirror filters here in a second, but with this mask right here, they still have filters that you can get, and this mask takes the cheek filters, and I don't know that you're going to be able to see this. Like I said, this camera setup is not exactly the best for this type of trying to show things off, but inside here you can see the cheek filters, and they just go right here. Like I said, this was made 35 some years ago. You can still get these filters sealed in the plastic, sealed really well. But the fact that they're 35 years old, I just don't know about that. You can kind of see the inside of that filter right there. These filters right here, this mirror filter, lasts sealed up anyway, 20 years, which is way more than most of the other filters out there. I think they last like 6 years or something like that. So these filters are really nice. Now this one is toast because I opened it to use it and test it, even though I